Oh, God. Well, now, that was exhilarating. Yeah. I wasn't looking. Hey, Tony, can I hear a little bit better? Can I get a little bit more? Yeah. I don't need it too loud. Yeah, a little bit. Just right here. Is it loud up there? It's loud, ain't it? That's good. All right. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. Welcome to the Unity of Chattanooga. And it is a beautiful morning. Today is gonna be a wonderful day. I am healthy, whole, every way. Today is gonna be a wonderful day. God has blessed me in a beautiful way. Moonlight in my soul. For God created me. Oh, what a wonderful day. Today is gonna be a wonderful day. I am healthy, whole, every way. Today is gonna be a wonderful day. God has blessed me in a beautiful way. There's light in my soul. For God created me. Oh, what a wonderful day. It's gonna be a wonderful day. I am healthy, whole, every way. Today is gonna be a wonderful day. God has blessed me in a beautiful way. There's light in my soul. God created me. Oh, what a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. Yeah. What a wonderful day. Today, what a wonderful day. Today, what a wonderful day. Today, yeah. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see love in every face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Good morning, everyone. Great to see all of you here this morning. So good to see you. So this morning, I'm going to light the Christ candle for loving kindness. And our prayer today will be something a little different. There are many metta prayers for loving kindness, but I have a particular one that I want to share with you. It's my favorite. And so, loving kindness, metta is about extending unconditional loving kindness to everyone, to oneself and others. So what I'm going to do is ask you to quiet yourselves. Take a few deep breaths. And then I'm going to say one phrase, and I'd like you to repeat it aloud, but just very, very quietly and gently, so that it's just like a whisper of a prayer, kind of. May I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed. May I be a source of healing for all beings. Now we turn it around a little bit. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be a source of healing for all beings. Now you can change this to affirmations as well, and you can repeat this aloud if you want, but you don't have to. So as an affirmation, we can say, I am at peace. My heart is open. I am awakened to the light of my own true nature. I am healed. I am a source of healing for all beings. And so it is.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. gonna be another river flowing down peaceful and smooth. Always gonna be a choice to make. Maybe this time I won't lose. It ain't about how fast I get there. It ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Keep the faith, keep the faith. It's all about the climb. I like to say it's all about the rise. Climb seems like a struggle. It's not always a struggle. Maybe we'll just rise. All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. So good to see you. All right. Y'all look beautiful today. All of you. There's a lot of you. All right. Take care. See you later.
All right. Oh, sorry.
And our word for today is compassion. I think there's sort of divine order going on here. The affirmation is, we clothe ourselves in thoughts of compassion. We may struggle to feel compassionate, especially when we feel angry. If another's hurtful words or hostile actions seem cruel or unjust, we may feel tempted to respond in kind. However, striking back does not end conflicts or heal relationships. Instead, as we turn within and feel the Christ mind dissolve our anger, we feel calm. At those breakthrough moments, we remember anger doesn't satisfy anyone or solve problems. Regardless of how justified we may feel expressing our upset, it is within our power to choose compassion instead. We will not reciprocate others' hostility. We will instead look beyond their anger to see their struggles. We need not approve their choices to see them as children of God today and every day. And from Colossians 3:12 we read, "Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience." And so it is.
What a great message for the month of May, right? I mean, it feels like spring out there. That's nice and cool in the morning, and it's warm but not hot in the afternoons. Compassion for our earth, our fellow human beings. Thank you, Judy. That was beautiful. Okay, well, welcome to Unity of Chattanooga's Sunday celebration service. My name is Eric Miller. I have the pleasure and honor of serving on your board of trustees. And I send out greetings to all of you on this beautiful day. And if anybody does want to turn the fans on, we have a pretty full house today. It might, just to keep the air circulating, it might get a little cozy in here. I also send out greetings so that those of you who are joining us out there on Facebook. Can you edit that mumble out there, Gordon, for me? Thank you. And also to everyone on YouTube out in the future. Which camera I'm on? Welcome. For them and for us, if you feel so inspired, we have a great speaker. Where did he go? There he is. He's popping all over the place. We have a great speaker today, as usual. If you feel inspired to share today's message, I invite you to do that with your friends and loved ones. Do we have anyone joining us for the first time today? It sure looks like we do. If you do, raise your hand, please. Our ushers have a little welcome packet for you. It's just a little bit of information about Unity and the New Thought movement. Keep your hands raised so she can see them. And who we are here at Unity of Chattanooga. And then also there's the option, there's a little paper in there you can fill out and join our mailing list. And I promise you won't be spammed. It's just a twice a month newsletter about all of our events and upcoming speakers. We do not have a full-time minister here at Unity of Chattanooga, so we have guest speakers every week, different guest speaker. We have some that are on kind of heavy rotation once every 3 months, but it's always different. So for all you that are new, I invite you to explore. I invite you to explore us. So for that, all of you, all of us regulars, warm up our hands. We have a little blessing for each other and our new people that are our visitors. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Now, the Christ in you might sound a little like, ooh, wow, what? But it refers to that spark of divinity that's in all of us. And it's the very same quality of being that Jesus demonstrated in his life and brought forth in his life and said that we all have. You know, as children of God, we are all ruled by a loving, benevolent, creative universe. And so unity is just a way of tuning into that and being in that frequency of love and compassion and awareness, self-awareness and broader awareness. So don't get scared off by the Christ in you, you know, and it's a divinity. I was talking with somebody this week, or actually echoed on what we heard last week. When you look at yourself in the mirror on Monday morning, before your day has started or as your day is starting, and you say, I am a divine child of God. Don't you think that might sort of change your energy towards your aspect towards the week? It's a powerful little reminder that we can do. And so that's that spark of divinity. Let's move on to some announcements. We have some announcements today. Update on the building fund. I've met with a couple of general contractors. They are slow in getting us kind of an estimate of what we need cost-wise to put the slab on. I called out for the utility companies to come and mark all their lines, and it doesn't look like they've done that, so the city's gonna have to lean on them a little bit to do that. But we're making progress. It's just, you know, we're not flying along as much as we were. Prices are a little higher, and for the newbies also, our building expansion fund is, we want to build a 40 by 60 steel building out the back in our backyard here, and then transform this into a meditation and workspace. So our sanctuary would be, and our services would be in there. So we've raised a good amount of money. We've raised about $100,000 so far, but we, with the tariffs and the cost of everything going up, we need about 30% more. So we invite you to share in that, any prosperity that you have to help us grow. We have a just pocket change donation box up here also. And I think as we break ground, we're going to be talking about our needs for decorating and the fun stuff, not just the concrete slab. So our focus group, our Power of Eight meeting today can focus on the building fund if we want. Power of Eight is an intention group. It's where people get together and clearly hold a shared intention, either for someone or collectively together. So we're going to be meeting downstairs in the children's youth area at 12:15. And so it can be about anything general, or it can be about something specific in your life, a change or a transition or a challenge that you want help with. And that group intention is really, really powerful. So I invite you all to circle your calendars for a little more than an hour from now. On Thursday, May 17th, Wellness Warriors is going to be meeting here at noon. All are welcome to attend, and for anyone facing a health challenge, it's a safe private place to just kind of air your grievances and your challenges and be reminded that you're not alone. And immediately following Wellness Warriors, Ann Yeager, I think I saw her today. Yep, there, bingo, there she is. Will be offering individual sessions of Sukari Mubari. So that's what I said. Sukio Mahapari, which is a light-giving energy. And for anybody that hasn't had it, I really recommend it. I had a sore back a couple weeks ago, and I almost walked home instead of driving home. I felt so much better afterwards. And then on this Saturday, a week from yesterday, we're going to be having our monthly drum circle here at the sanctuary at 5 o'clock. We used to have it on the first Saturdays of every month, but we've moved it to the second Saturdays in order not to conflict with another drum group here in the city. And ladies, mark your calendar for Wednesday, May 15th at 6 p.m. for a special evening to renew, restore, and realign. This month, for her alchemy group, Melissa Reese and Amelia Granberry will be presenting Reiki and a sound bath. The cost is only $15 per person, and they ask that you bring a mat or a blanket to lie down on the floor. There's a sign-up sheet in the table by the front door if you're interested, so they can get an idea of how many people want to show up. And next week, we have a very special service planned for Mother's Day. First, our very own Unitix will be providing all of the music, and following that, we'll have an open discussion on topics that recent speakers have brought up. We can talk about top takeaways from that. We might do a bowl, might put some of those subject matters in a big bowl, and then we can just sort of draw out of them and then talk about what we liked about that service. Or you can talk about a suggestion that you have for a talk that you might like one of our speakers to address, or anything else that's on your mind. So we call it the hybrid service. We kind of mix things up. We break our normal format. It's going to be a 25-minute set by the Unitix of uplifting music, all in the beginning, and then we'll go to the open discussion, and then they'll be closing us out with a song. So it's going to be a neat service next week. So I invite you all to come. Also next Sunday is we're going to be celebrating Mother's Day. The church is going to be providing a Mother's Day luncheon following the service. Please feel free to bring that or invite that special person in your life who has been a mother figure for you, even if it's not actual birth mother. Some of you who were early may have heard we were playing some music over the not so loud speakers, I hope, this morning. That's by a guy named Sean Galloway, who spoke for us a couple weeks ago. He's going to be speaking for us next month on June 10th. He's a really talented musician out of Nashville. Vic knows him really well and recommends him. He has offered to do a little concert for us on Saturday night, so the night before he's speaking on June 10th, for only $20. And this guy is a fantastic musician. You can ask Laura and Keith, or my wife Laura. You don't have to take it from me. But that's what we were playing on the, it's just upbeat, inspiring music, and it's only $20. And we'll probably do it here so that it's convenient for everybody. And we can discuss this. So I just made a little mock-up sign-up sheet. But based on that, and anybody that remembers Sean from about a month ago, how much interest would there be in people? Do we have some people to make it worth his while for $20 to come out? So I can tell him maybe about a dozen people. That would be cool. That would be cool. And believe me, I can show you the CD, and it's inspired. He's just a great musician. It's really upbeat, good music. June 9th. That would be Saturday, June 9th then, because he's speaking for us here on the 10th. But he just offered to do kind of a private show. He might bring his music partner in his show. He made a big announcement, there was some confusion about so it might be two of them. So that would be really special. I mean, these guys are studio musicians in Nashville, and to be able to see them for $20, like in a cozy environment like this. We might have to get back on the time. The date is set.
The date, Saturday is the 6th of June.
Oh. Oh. June. No, June. June. I- Okay, well, isn't he booked for the second week of,
The second week then is the 13th, is the Saturday, and 14th is.
does that sound right, Penny? Yeah, I thought it was the second week, okay. Well then, oops, I thought I had the 10th in my head. That might be.
The second
So
Sunday in June is the
the
14th.
is the 14th, so the concert would be on the 13th. So anyway, yeah, so we might have to get back to you, but it's a good show of hands. I can tell maybe about a dozen people that we could have a little first concert here. And so there is a sign-up sheet back there. Even if you don't want to put your name and email, I'm not going to bug you, but just so we have an idea of the people, and then I'll get back and confirm when he's going to be showing up. That's important, right? Yeah. All right, now's the fun part in our service where it's time to meet and greet until you hear the gong, and then we want to come back to our seats. Get my gong ready.
Let's find our way to our seats, please.
It's going to be so great in the new sanctuary because there's going to be a center aisle and then there's going to be 2 aisles on the outside of the seating. So it's going to be really easy to visit everybody because we can have 2 concentric circles going. It's a little congested here with the T formation. Okay, well, that was fun. All right, our guest speaker today is Vic Sorrell. Vic Sorrell is a born communicator on a mission to help life feel full. Centering the invitation to realize our true nature and love, Vic's work speaks to aligning consciously with that truth to create lives of power, passion, and prosperity. A student of A Course in Miracles, Unity, and Religious Science for over 25 years, Vic lists Marianne Williamson, Carolyn Mays, M-Y-S, okay, sorry, I'm not familiar with her, and Michael Beckwith as primary teachers, one of my favorites. Got me into New Thought, actually. An inspirational speaker in many arenas, Vic also supports others in their realization of sovereignty as a licensed psychotherapist with House of Sovereign in Nashville. Vic believes as we support others on the path to being who they truly are, we help create a world where we all get to be who we came to be. Please give a warm welcome to Vic Sorrell.
All right, let me get together here. Good morning. It's good to see everyone. I'd like you to join me in affirming there is good in the world. And it is well and it is right that I have it. There is good in the world. And it is well and it is right that I be it. And so it is. Good to see you and congratulations on your growth. You're busting at the seams. Right? And so it is. It's wonderful to see. It's been a minute since I've been with you all. I'm so pleased to report that I did graduate from my master's program that I told you about the last time. Woo! That was a lot. That was a lot to do at 28. And that was a lot to do at any age, as you know, if you've been through something like that. But it was good. It was good. And now I am licensed and practicing with House of Sovereign in Nashville, which I'll tell you all more about that. I'm excited about that concept. Thank you. But I want to start this morning and share a song. And Eric mentioned that Michael Beckwith is one of my influences, one of my teachers. And Ricky Byers Beckwith also, from the music standpoint, is as well. So this is one of Ricky Byers' songs that I'm going to offer first. And it's called Love Is All There Is. And it speaks to the Course in Miracles teaching that love is the only real thing that we ever experience. Everything else is a hallucination. So when I sing to you, love is all there is, you might think, boy, I see a whole lot of otherness in the world. So if that comes up for you, I invite you to consider that it's a hallucination and that all that's truly real with a capital R is the love that we are and the love that we share. And as we said a few moments ago, the love that we be. So this is Love Is All There Is. If my band, there it is. My wings were heavy, I could not fly, haunted by dreams that were meant to come true. And love was there, but I could not see it. till the voice of salvation came shining through you. You sing, love is all there is, and love is all there will ever be. Love is all there is. Love is all there will ever be. In the sky of my mind was lightning and thunder. I never could trust it could finally be right. The truth in your eyes said, don't worry, don't wonder. You sang me your song that had shattered the lie. And you sang, love is all there is, and love is all there will ever be. Love is all there is, and love is all there will ever be. And like a shepherd, you pulled me through. When my heart was troubled, I didn't know what to do. Your compassion planted the seed in my life. Now the flower is me. All the time I'm singing. All the time I'm singing. There is, and love is all there will ever be. Love is all there is, and love is all there will ever be. If your wings are heavy and you cannot fly, haunted by dreams that were meant to come true, love is right there. You just got to see it. Let the voice of salvation come shining through you, and just sing, love is all there is. Love is all there will ever be. Love is all there is. Love is all there will ever be. Love is all there is. Love is all there will ever be. And so it is. Thank you. It's always good to sing about the truth. So, let's see here. Let me get into my tools, all the above here, these and this and that and the other. Okay, so today we're talking about the courage to choose again. The courage to choose again. You know, we're always choosing, whether we realize it or not. It was a choice to come here today. It was a choice to wear what you wore. It's a choice to be thinking whatever you're thinking right now. And we get to choose again. Sometimes we don't realize that. You know, there's this saying that you made your bed, now you get to lie in it. I think that's an unfortunate saying, although if you think about it, maybe a caregiver or a parent said that to you a time or two, or a coach or a teacher or someone who meant well. And they placed the notion in our minds that once we've created something, that's it. And we have to be with that thing regardless of whether it fits. And so today we're talking about the truth. We're talking about the truth that if you make a certain bed and you lie down in it and it doesn't work for you, stand up. Stand up, make that bed. In other words, leave it better than you found it. and move on to build another bed. We're creative. That's our nature. That's what we're here to do, is create, right? So how does sovereignty play a part of that? Well, a big part of sovereignty, as we know, as students of Unity and A Course in Miracles and Religious Sciences, sovereignty is about your inner authority, being your inner authority. And in sovereignty, we know that the truth is we can always choose again. Choose again. So on that note, as life would do, when I entered my first internship during my master's program, I went to work at a recovery center in Franklin, Tennessee, a little ways south of Nashville. And as life will do, my supervisor there became my supervisor now. It was a serendipitous, divine meeting. And we've worked together now for 2.5 years. And it just so happened that this supervisor, of all the ones that I might have been assigned, wanted to start a practice where Western psychology meets Eastern mysticism. It just so happened. And so House of Sovereign was born in Nashville last October, and we're doing that. And so if you've been on a spiritual journey and a healing journey in your life, as have I, then you may relate to the reality that you have a psychotherapist, and then you go all over the world to find the otherness that most psychotherapists are afraid to touch. And understandably so, no offense. It's just, I think at some point, it's time to move beyond our fear. And I think that in my own journey, I learned that therapy, psychotherapy, is very important and very helpful and very healing, and in and of itself is not complete. Our divinity has so much to do with our healing, from my experience. And so to land in a practice where both aspects, rather all aspects of healing, are honored and offered. We have practitioners who offer soul integration in our practice. We have practitioners who offer angel work and guidance. And we have licensed practitioners who offer psychotherapy of all forms and kinds. So it's a beautiful spot, and I'm grateful to be there. One of the main things that we're there for is to introduce people to sovereignty and what that means. So I wanted to share a little bit with you all today about, from our perspective at House of Sovereign, my perspective in my own growth journey, what sovereignty is. What are we talking about? We hear the word, we may speak the word, we may share the word, but what are we really talking about? So for today's purposes, sovereignty, among many things, is taking radical responsibility for one's inner and outer life. And especially, as we've already established, for the fact that we are creative by nature. Now, A Course in Miracles teaches us we don't get to decide whether or not we create. That's not up to us to choose. Our choice is, do we create aligned with love or fear? We're always creating. Every thought we think is creative. So what does it mean then to take radical responsibility for our outer life? If taking radical responsibility for our inner life is taking responsibility for the fact that it is creative by nature, what does it mean to take responsibility for our outer life? Well, we're not expecting someone else to come fix it for us. Right? In that way, this teaching is a bit different. As Eric mentioned when he introduced me, I've been a Unity student for a long time. 2006, I think, the summer of 2006 was the first time I walked into a Unity church in Nashville. And I started singing at that church very shortly thereafter. And so a good friend of mine who grew up, like myself, Southern Baptist, came to hear me sing about a year later. And he stayed for the service, and out in the parking lot after church, I said, well, what did you think? And he said, well, he said, I love the music. He goes, but to tell you the truth, I just need a little more falling at the feet of Jesus, to tell you the truth. I said, say more. He said, well, I just need to believe that if I do 25%, then somebody else is going to show up and take me the rest of the way. And I thought, you're not even willing to do half? But I think that he's not alone in his thinking. And one of the aspects of this teaching that can be very troubling for some people is we do take 100% responsibility for our inner and our outer life. And that doesn't mean that we don't rely on God and life and love. It's just we rely on those things to inform us, right? And to inform our thinking and to inform our acting, our actions, and to inform our choice making. So, what does it mean then to be the ultimate authority in my life? Well, one of the things that sovereignty includes is full remembrance of who you are. Full remembrance of who you are. A creative, energetic, intelligent expression of God, love, source, not separate, not lacking, and never without choice. We experience sovereignty when we take 100% responsibility for how we conceive of ourselves. How we conceive of ourselves. And one of the greatest predictors of how a person will show up in life is how they see themselves, how they identify. How do you identify? Stop for a second and just check in about that. Have you considered today how you see yourself? Do you see yourself as just another person? Or do you see yourself as the truth that you are? A creative, intelligent, energetic expression of love. Not separate, not lacking, and never without choice. Imelda Shanklin, who some of you may remember, was an author of Unity Classics. So we're talking about a long time ago, like 100 years. It's one of the very first books that I read when I came to Unity. It was called What Are You? What Are You? Imelda Shanklin. And the reason that I loved this book so much is because it was the first time that I had been presented with the notion that identifying with the who I am, was really cheating myself out of the magnificence, the power, the sovereignty, the authority of what I am. What am I? Well, just a brilliant, magnificent expression of love. Who am I? Vic Sorrell. Okay, well, it's a long resume because I've had a lot of jobs. But in truth, none of those jobs are as magnificent as the what of my nature. And everyone in this room is the exact same. The what of our nature. Imelda Shanklin taught 100 years ago. You are an individualized expression of God. Your true identity is spiritual, whole, and complete already. What you experience outwardly is shaped by your consciousness and beliefs, not your essence, but your consciousness and beliefs. How aligned are you with the truth of your essence? Your essence is love, but is your thinking aligned with love? Michael Beckwith, as we named earlier, would call what we experience in the external world an out-picturing of what's going on in here. An out-picturing. So if there is a circumstance in your life that you are not sure about, that you're not really thrilled about, you can choose again. You can trust that that circumstance on some level is an outpicturing of something that's happening in here, and you can choose to change that. Now, Imelda Shanklin suggested you're a spiritual being having a human experience, you're God expressing as an individual point of awareness, and you are life, intelligence, love, and substance in expression. Not becoming, already being. Woo. Woo. The world could use a little of that. And guess what? You are the world. A part of it. So maybe you could use a little of that. I know I can. I want to talk about two aspects of sovereignty, two tools today, because unity is practical spirituality. One of my favorite things about unity, practicality. How does this apply to who I am when I walk out this door and I get in my car and I drive into traffic? So, two of the tools we're going to talk about, and two aspects of those tools are choice and intention. We're going to start with choice. And I want to talk to you a little about a tool that we use in recovery settings that's really important. And that is, there is a difference between having a thought and noticing a thought. Give that a second. There's a difference in having a thought and noticing a thought. How many of you work at noticing your thoughts? It's not the easiest thing in the world, is it? Right? Got to stay on top of that because we're thinking all the time. But there's a real benefit in noticing our thoughts instead of having our thoughts, because when we have a thought, there's very little realization of separation between ourselves and the thought, which means we are much more likely to be compelled by that thought and whatever it suggests, okay? So let's say we have a fearful thought. Instead of notice a fearful thought, we're much more likely to be compelled by fear. If we notice instead, I just had this thought. That's a fear thought. Noticing provides the space for sovereignty to arrive as choice. Follow me, stay with me. Noticing provides the space for sovereignty to arrive as choice. So if I notice that I have a fear thought, and I notice that it's a thought and it's not me, then I have the space to decide how I would choose to respond to that fear thought. So that's a tool. That's a very practical tool. And you can imagine in recovery settings when people in recovery are introduced with the concept that they get to notice thoughts instead of be compelled to follow thoughts, there's great freedom in that. It also points to the reality that the person is never the problem. The person is not the problem. There's a process that's asking to be interrupted. Think about that. Think about the things in your life that you would like to change or fix, and how many times have you thought to yourself, it's just me, and I'm just this and or that, and it won't happen for me because this happened to me or that happened to me or what have you. Well, today you get to reconsider. And you get to look for the process that's asking to be interrupted instead of seeing yourself as the person who just can't get it right. There's a process. There's a process that's asking to be interrupted. So, in sovereignty, choice means we look for the process, we notice our thinking, and we choose how we respond to the thoughts that we notice. Yeah? Practical spirituality. Okay. The second tool, intention. Intention, intention, intention. Now, if we have the power to choose, and we have the intention to create what we would choose, how many people are intentional about creating positive experiences in your life? That's a wonderful thing. Have you ever thought about the fact that creating positive experiences in your life intentionally goes further than just your own pleasure? Yes. Yeah. Well, what comes up for you when you think about that?
People see me as audaciously welcoming.
Yes.
They tend to gravitate towards me if they see that I really want to meet them.
Yes. Yes. Wonderful. That's a great reason. It's a great reason. So our good, our pleasing experiences actually serve a psychological purpose for us. In recovery, we learn that a lot of times any compulsive behavior, meaning anything that we're doing that we wish we weren't doing, that we would like to be free from, is typically the result of too many challenging experiences and not enough pleasing experiences, which literally, energetically speaking, puts our nervous system out of balance. Yes, right. So if we have too much challenge, too much struggle, too much disappointment, too much negativity, what does that mean? That means our nervous system is out of balance, and what typically happens is that the nervous system will then compel us to somehow create the intensity of offset. The intensity of offset, meaning some kind of over-the-top experience to offset all of that difficulty and challenge. And you think about it, you look in the world, we see it everywhere, all the time. All kinds of compulsive behaviors that are destroying people's lives, right? And the truth is that a lot of times when a pleasing experience shows up for us, what do? We talk ourselves out of it if we see it. If we notice it, we talk ourselves out of it. This won't last. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this recognition. I don't deserve this compliment. Right? So today, another one of your tools is realizing not only do you deserve pleasing experiences, positive experiences, fun experiences, not only do you deserve them, but they actually serve a really important purpose in creating balance in your life. Because who in this room is not experiencing challenge? The world today is full of challenge. We're all navigating challenge. That's a reality. That's a 3D reality of the material world challenge. So, intention would say, I intentionally create pleasing experiences. I intentionally create experiences that fill my heart. Why? Because I know that I need them. Yeah, there's good in the world, and it is well and it is right that I have it. And as you said, there's good in the world, and it is well and it is right that I be it. Yeah. So through sovereignty, we have at our availability choice and intention. Choice in how we respond to the thoughts that we notice. Intention in the way that we intentionally allow good experiences for our life. Good experiences. Now, is this all just for us? No. As the gentleman in the first row beautifully stated, our good is for the world. But our good starts at home, right? Part of sovereignty is radical responsibility for our inner and outer life. And as we take a responsibility for the good that we experience, we're able to then offer that good to the world. There's a quote that Marianne Williamson often references. It was a part of her writing not too long ago. And we haven't been alive at a time, in my lifetime anyway, where this quote feels more relevant. And that quote is this: "It is not naive believing that love must become our bottom line. What is naive is believing our species will survive another 200 years if it does not." And so we're here because we take responsibility for our part. It wouldn't make sense for you to be here otherwise. You start talking responsibility, and people who aren't ready will leave so fast for any number of other reasons. It wasn't the responsibility. It was something else, right? But the fact that you're here, and the fact that you stay, and the fact that you return, means that you're comfortable with the reality of responsibility. You're willing, and I honor that. So if love is to become our bottom line, what is one of the main ways that we do that? What is one of the main ways that we allow love to continue in our own lives and in the lives of those we love? We love others. That's true. What's one of the main ways that we can do that? Love ourselves and love others. We can make space. That's true. What else? We can communicate. I love that. You know, something else is that I love. People say, you know, what's the most important thing in a relationship? Communication. I agree with that. Communication how? Listening. Thank you. Listening. And reflecting back what you hear, perhaps, and holding space, capacity. I think it's funny how people do, you know, they'll say that all the time. Communication is the most important part in the relationship. Well, you know, telling somebody across the house that we're out of toilet paper is communication. It is. So let's think a little more about what we're actually communicating about, right? It goes deeper. It can. It can. But that's just something I always experienced, you know, people saying communication is so important, but they weren't saying what they meant by communication. What are we communicating about? We're sharing what's on our hearts, and we're asking, what's on your heart? What's showing up for you? How you doing? How you feeling? My partner and I, at least once a week, we have a check-in. And that's what we do. That's all it is. How's your heart? How's your heart? Because that matters to me. How's your heart? And probably the most important aspect of any relationship is forgiveness. Forgiveness. You say that word, and in a lot of spaces, ooh, they don't deserve my forgiveness. I'll never let them off the hook for that. Well, okay. But what you're saying is, you'll never let yourself be free. Yeah. Forgiveness is probably our most important spiritual tool. And it's the one that is probably the least understood and the least practiced. But it might be the most powerful. Forgiveness. So, because I believe that that forgiveness is one of the most important spiritual tools, a good friend of mine and I wrote a song about forgiveness several years ago. And the song itself is a tool. And if you'd like to use it, it's available on Spotify and Apple Music and all those streaming platforms. And it's called I Forgive the Past and it's by Source. That was our group name when we recorded and released that song many years ago. Source. Pretty easy. So, if my band is ready, we're going to hear I Forgive the Past. And not only are we going to hear it, we're going to do that together. I forgive the past. I forgive the past and all I can't take back. I'm better for the good times that we had. I'm open to this moment, letting go at last. I forgive the past. And I forgive the past and the fear that held me back, and choosing less than I was meant to have. I'm open to this moment, letting go at last. I forgive the past. I can't go back there. I should know I tried, but I can't offer my amends as soon as I decide I forgive the past. We'll sing this together. I forgive the past and the fear I can't take back, and choosing less than I was meant to have. Beautiful. I'm open to this moment. I'm open to this moment. I'm letting go at last. Letting go at last. I forgive the past. One more time. I'm open to this moment. I'm open to this moment. I'm letting go at last. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive the past. Thank you all for joining me on that. That was beautiful. Oh, can you imagine if they were singing that in some of these spaces? And I'm just going to leave it at that. Some of these spaces. Whew. Thank you all again. I received that. That was really, really sweet. And we're going to take that into meditation. And together in this now moment, the only time there ever is, we allow ourselves to relax fully into the chairs that support us in very much the same way that life supports all its creation. We allow ourselves to just be held. Our breathing happens easily, and we notice that there's nothing to fix. There's nothing to change. There is everything to notice. And in doing so, we just notice where our breath naturally lands in our body. And we notice and we consider the gift that it is that the breath happens easily. The breath happens easily. In this moment, we are safe. We are whole. And we are one. As our breathing happens more and more easily now, we anchor into the awareness of the power of choice. And together, for ourselves and for the world, we choose love. We choose peace. We choose forgiveness. In our own lives and for the world. Willingly, intentionally, for all. Together we open to the power of forgiveness, the purpose of forgiveness, and the potential that forgiveness offers for our lives and our hearts. And with these open hearts now in the silence, we open to the voice of forgiveness, to the thoughts of forgiveness, to the ideas of that which is ours to do, is ours to be, and is ours to let go. We remember and affirm together that no matter where we've been, no matter what we've done, or what has happened, we are always free to choose again. We can get to wherever we want to be from where we are. And as we know ourselves to be the conscious love expressions that we are, we move into full alignment with the sovereignty that is our birthright. We practice choice. We practice intention. And we choose forgiveness. For we are love. We are strength. We are clarity that all is truly well. And so it is. Namaste.
All right. Vic Sorrell, everyone. Wasn't that great? Thank you very much. That was a spiritual therapy session. I feel like I've been, well, in that light, this is a time in our service now where we come to our offering, and gosh, how much would we pay like a regular psychotherapist for that kind of wisdom? And that, no, I'm serious, I mean, because it's like sometimes when something is free, we don't value it as much, and sometimes so money is energy. Money is energy, and what we give here for free comes back to you all in pearls of wisdom like that, in air conditioning, in lights and seats, so but there really is. I was sitting there thinking, going, wow, I've never been to it's probably obvious, I've never been to a psychotherapist in my life, but I've heard that they charge a lot per hour, and so anyway, with that, I invite you all to join us in our offering statement. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I receive in abundance.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Heavenly Spirit, Divine Mother, Father God, thank you for these gifts. Thank you for this community, this loving, supportive, compassionate, forgiving community. We all have a little homework this week to practice some forgiveness and explore some forgiveness. And we bless this opportunity of sharing and giving that lets Unity of Chattanooga go strong into the future. And so it is. We did get a little bit of clarity. Did I step on your song? I got to follow this agenda here. No. End of service. Then you. Got it all right here. Did get a little clarity on the Sean Galloway talk. It is, Eva was right, it's on June 14th is when he'll be speaking here on Sunday. So the concert that he's offering to do for us, again, just for $20, would be Saturday the 13th. And I'll talk with him. He comes in from Nashville like you to get what his time is. But we probably like to start around 5 or so that anyone, people don't have to drive home at night. So we'll be announcing this more in the future, but if you do have any interest, just so I can kind of give Sean a heads up of what we can expect. So June 13th. Okay, well, let's say our,
Peace song.
let's all stand and sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, in oneness all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment on earth, and let it begin with me. Prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right, so let's move our chairs around. We're going to get some tables set up that we can feast out on some food and have some company that way. And